Hi, I'm Lisa Brass. I am the Senior Vice President of Retail Banking and Risk Management here at Trius Federal Credit Union. I've been with the credit union for 11 and a half years and have spent previous time before that in the banking industry. Trius was formed in 1967 on the campus of University of Nebraska-Kearney, which was then called Kearney State College. One of the founders of the credit union still sits on our board today. So that's a really special moment. It started in his desk drawer. He's a math teacher at the university. And so it always helps us to remember where we came from when we look at Charlie, who's on our board. We have served many SEGs through the Kearney community. We then branched out to community charter, and today we serve 23 counties across central Nebraska. And Trius has always had a mission to serve the underserved, but we hear that from a lot of credit unions, but Trius really embodies that, where we have tried to make a difference and provide hope to people who no other financial institution would serve. And so when you look at our membership, we have a very loyal membership because Trius was willing to help them when no one else would. Well, many years ago, we started with our lending philosophy of people helping people and that bad things happen to good people. And so when we looked at that, we were able to look past people as just a credit score and look at the way that we could help them in basically job history or some of the other ways that they have been in our community. Today, we're able to use technology such as Zest to help us get those same answers faster and get a member an answer faster. So we really like that. We also have a lot of members who have been to other financial institutions and come here and are embarrassed to ask questions. And we always make sure that people understand that there's no judgment here. So if you want to come in here and you have a story, we're willing to listen and find ways to help you. It might be medical debt, it might be credit card debt. Maybe it's just that you don't understand the home buying process. And we're always willing to sit down and really educate people and help them with that. We also have a lot of people who maybe have thin credit files or no credit. And those are people that a lot of times people just will say no to. And we take the opportunity to learn more about them and be able to get them into a product that fits their needs. We knew that if we wanted to help people, we had to learn more about them and really ask tough questions and get their full story rather than just looking at the number on the page and giving a yes or a no. When you look at the data points that Zest is using, it is far beyond what their traditional models are using. And I think it helps with our yeses being firmer yeses and our nos being firmer nos, that because we can look at those additional data points, it helps us see that those decisions are really good decisions and helps us mitigate that risk. So 3 years ago, we really started looking at what our branch transformation would look like. We knew that we would have an opportunity for a remodel at our main location. We also knew we had a couple of new markets that we would enter into. So we looked at our branch transformation in a way that we knew the technology that we wanted to use and we wanted to be able to serve members faster. So we entered the self-serve model where we're able to help people if they want help. But people are also to come in, make a deposit, very similar to what an ITM would do, but it's a self-service model that people can come in and take care of their business and do it quick and be on their way. So we really knew that when we were looking at the different technologies out there, what would fit our membership and then what would make sense going forward in the future. And I think it was just that it was consumer mindsets that really shifted to accept the technology and realize that they would embrace it and they're using it everywhere. So it made it really easy for people to accept versus if we would have tried to push this technology out 5 years ago, I just don't think people would have really embraced it the way they are today. I think when we look at the why we still have so many people here to help is those are the value-added transactions. And so if we can have a high-quality, value-added conversation with you about a situation you have or a problem you're having or an opportunity that's coming, that is much more valuable than just cashing your check for you. And so I think that you look at the ways that that technology can really aid in that customer engagement and being able to have a more authentic conversation. If you look at the top 5 transactions that a member was doing at the teller line, those are all transactions that they can do by themselves now. And so that takes away those low value transactions and frees up our staff to be able to have those high quality conversations. It also makes what they can do faster, and whether it's the underwriting decisions with our Zest platform or another one of our integrations that we've used, it's making the member experience better, but it's also making the employee experience better. We have a very diverse membership. We have 3 very different communities that we serve. Our branch in Lexington, Nebraska, or all of our employees except one are bilingual. We have a large bilingual population who we serve. And so I think when we look at different ways to serve different people, we really want to meet them where they are. So if you want to come in person, we'll help you. If you want to do everything online, we're glad to provide the tools there so that you can do it on your own. So I think, again, it goes back to the different data points of maybe having underbanked or unbanked members who had not had a previous financial institution. Now we have the ability to have Zest look at other data points to help them achieve their financial goals. When we went through a core conversion 36 months ago, we really looked for opportunities to make the member experience better. When you look at how we're using AI today, I think that absolutely fits in our goal as an organization to make the member experience better. When you also look at what is happening on the backside, we're using it in the chat function, we're using it in cross-selling function. So there's a lot of ways that we are integrating it into our business strategy to serve members. I think that there's 2 pieces of it. I think that from a credit union standpoint, we looked at the predictive analysis of anticipating members' needs before a member even anticipates their needs. So we can look at behavior that is happening within that member's portfolio and recognize that there may be something that we could offer them before they even knew it. I think also is proactive support. And I think it's making sure that we can follow our retention and growth strategies with making sure that members have everything that they need from us and they're not looking to other vendors for it. So AI is telling us this information and we never had access to that before. We anticipate their need before they anticipate their need. I think that we also look at what it does for us in the fraud space. We're mitigating fraud real time in other platforms on our systems. We're also able to look at our entire portfolio in just a snapshot of something that would have taken days to compile information prior to using AI. So we've instituted in many ways across the business, but I think when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, did it make the member experience better? Absolutely, because we were able to make a good decision and a quick decision and get them on their way. I think that probably it is even more important for the small credit unions because we can leverage that, and it's doing the work of 3 or 4 people behind the scenes. And so I know sometimes that it feels really scary to engage on new technology, but Zest has been a tremendous partner in the integration process to make sure that they walked through every step of the way with us. So I think it's, for small credit unions, it's finding good partners, but then it's finding ways to make it make sense for your business. So I would absolutely encourage smaller credit unions. I think that when you look at hiring people, it just gets harder and harder. So we know that Zest is kind of our steady Eddie, that they're going to show up to work every day and do what they need to do. So it's definitely a value added for small credit unions.